Story Q&A questions. My name is Steph and I love helping network marketers grow their influence and their profits using social media strategies that work. To your Q&A questions, I have them all written down. So I'm going to roll through these lickety-split. Which performs better? And it does this by 93% better. A story with a price or a story without a price? Y'all, over 50 of you voted. The answer is without prices. Okay, make note of this. Stories without prices perform better. If you add it, it can be perceived as being really disruptive or too pushy. Okay, and this is direct from Facebook itself with the research that it does, so I would listen. Okay, so don't put the price on. It can be perceived as just being too pushy. All right, why stories? Why bother? Why not just use the newsfeed? 80% of people prefer stories to the newsfeed. Over 1 billion stories are made every day. And the thing about really good stories is that no one can copy or paste it. Okay, we have moved on. People are tired of all the same old. They want unique, authentic you showing up. They don't want to see a stock photo. They want to see you in your stories. It's really hard to copy paste a story. People can do that with newsfeed stuff all the time. How many times have you done it, right? But with a story, it's harder to copy paste it. People love stories. More than 2 in 3 people use stories on more than 3 apps a week, okay? So 68% of people are using stories on multiple platforms, not just, Facebook and Instagram. And 63% of people plan to use stories even more in the future. So show up where people are showing up. That's where you want to be working your business, okay? It's why I do this challenge. You need to get stories right if you're going to use social media. Bottom line, if you don't like stories, oh well. That's where people are hopping on to be at social media, so get better at it. Do you use your like, love, passion list for content on your normal newsfeed posts as well? Yes, and there's actually a 4th category that I go over in the secrets of social selling. Okay? And I break down exactly how I do that. How do I become proficient in the technical stuff of the story? You make more stories. You just do it more and more. You pay attention to what works and what doesn't. You get advice from a training like this, and then you just keep making them. Why only 4 stories in a 24-hour period? Okay, and you're going to hear some different conflicting things from different people who coach on this, but my view is that people just aren't that into you. Okay, I'm a pretty blunt and honest coach, but people just aren't that into you. By story number 5, unless your content is amazingly helpful and valuable to them, they are swiping and tapping to the next person. Okay? I would suggest, instead of creating 20 stories a day, that you spend that time being more engaging on other people's stories, and when you comment and reply to their stories and ask a question, that starts a conversation with them in Messenger, and that's priceless. 100 times better than just waiting for people to just, react to your maybe okay story. Okay, is it better to space out the stories or do them all at once? It really is up to you. Timing in stories really doesn't matter. In newsfeed, it's totally opposite. You could post something at the worst time and it could totally tank. There's better times and worse times, and I go over that in the secrets of social selling, okay? With stories, they're up for 24 hours. It doesn't matter as much when you do them. It's more a personal preference, okay? I like to kind of do it randomly throughout the day when I have time. But if you want to have 4 great stories up and you know that at 9 a.m. every morning you can do that, great, do that. Okay. Would every other day be too much for a business story based on at least 2 stories a day? If you're providing great value in your business stories, post a business story every single day. If you're teaching something, a new hack or something they can learn, there's no reason why you can't be talking about your business every day. The problem is when you aren't posting that much value and it's more buy from me, that's when people tune out and are nope, that's too much, okay? So it's all a matter of value. Educate, entertain, and inspire with no strings attached. If you show up and do that every day in your stories, you can talk about your business every single day. Do I plan my weekly or monthly or year content? In the Secrets of Social Selling, secret number 9, I share my batching and content planning hack, and that's what I primarily use. So that's what I'm going to tell you on that one. Okay, what is your favorite software for stories? Which one to use when? I think that software and apps and things are really cool. My big tip to you would be use them sparingly. If you have a lot of time to work your business, great, you could make a really cool story every day. I don't. I'm a busy mom. I maybe have 5 minutes. So I create most of my stories within Facebook or Instagram themselves, and maybe once a week I use a cool app. All right. Do you save ideas? Yep. Every now and then, if something happens, I'll snap a picture and then use it in my story. I rarely post my story at the same time of something happening. I'll probably take a picture of my crazy weird setup here and post it in my stories today. What are the different angles? What if your kids are in the shot? How can I make that more creative? Well, that's one of the benefits of being in the Secrets of Social Selling, and especially the Parisi Pack, is I tell you more the how to do things. I think that you can get really, really creative with angles, but if you don't have any inspiration on it, I would start viewing other people's stories and see what some other people are doing. I do like using animation when it's a static shot to make it more interesting, and I have a great YouTube video on how to sell with animation. It's called Cool Animation Tricks for selling on social. It's alternating between the likes, loves, and passions list. Is that choosing from each and talking about it per story? Or do you choose from one list and focus on that for the whole day, but different perspectives? So I try to vary my content in the stories, from one story to the next. So boring content is one of the reasons why people swipe off. So if you have 5 stories all about your kids in a row, it's more likely someone's going to swipe on to the next person because it's I'm kind of tired of seeing this, okay? So I try to do maybe I'll do something on my kids, then something business, then me working out, or I try to vary it and mix it up, okay? That's what I would recommend, is change the subject matter and not do a whole lot of sequences, because if you get someone that's super bored with it, they'll just swipe on. I struggle with finding things to educate, give tips about. Can you help? Yep, secret number 4 in the Secrets of Social Selling, I tell you all the ways and places where I find all of the awesomeness when it comes to sharing benefits, hacks, tips, tricks, this or that, tutorials, all the different ideas. I tell you exactly where I find all of that. Okay. How do you gain confidence in doing your stories? I feel like my stories just aren't as cool as others. If you saw my stories from August of 2018, you'd be like, wow, Steph, you need to take your own challenge, okay? We get better at this. The more you do it, I say the biggest antidote to a lack of confidence is taking action. So do it anyways and be okay with knowing that it's going to be imperfect and you'll get better, okay? You can do this. Just be okay with the fact that at the beginning, you're gonna kind of suck. We all do when we try new things. Okay, what is the best way to get people into a closed group if you don't have an awesome birth story? Props for an awesome question. Okay, so value. What problems do you solve? An example of this, tease that and use that in your story with a strong call to action, pull button. And so then when people want it, they can find the answer in your group. So maybe you are a coach for fitness. Well, tell people that you have 5 hacks for workout clothes. And do you want to know them, right? To keep your workouts clothes smelling fresh and looking great and feel better and get a better workout in. Well, then when people are yes, be hey, that training is up in my group today. Do you want to, here's the link if you want to join. That's how I would then reply to someone in Messenger. So you can do that every single week with different cool things, free, valuable things that people want that will help them solve their problems, even if they aren't going to buy your product. It still gives them value, and they want to be in a group that gives them value. Can you target certain people on your friends list when posting a story so that not everyone sees it? Yes. When you make the story, and this is on Facebook, in the bottom left-hand corner is a button that says privacy. If you push that, you can set it to public, which is the one I use and recommend. You can set it to friends, hide the story from, or set it to custom and select certain people. So you can. Now, if you're trying to get certain people to see your story, I would recommend on engaging with those people more in Messenger and engage on their stories, and then chances are they might view your story. That'd be my hack for that one. Okay. How many times should you announce an event or promo in your stories before it becomes annoying? Well, if you're doing it well with value, you could do it every single day. If you're educating, entertaining, or inspiring people. When it comes to events, get creative, okay? I would share about the event itself a few days prior, and you can literally share the event to your story. I would share a story about getting ready or prepping for the event based at your house or at the event itself. I would go live or do a video when you're physically at the event and put that in your stories. And then the result of the event, like if you got a new customer or a new teammate or you had fun or you made friends, you could share about that in your stories too. So think outside the box with events. It isn't just like trying to get people there. You want people to also have like some FOMO. Like hopefully you're having the best time of your life with your friends who you're doing business with, and like share that, right? Like I see these girls trips at times and I'm like, sign me up. Like I want to go. I notice many people post inspirational quotes, which are nice, but should there be a limit? Yes. Okay. Definitely. I might do an inspirational quote, honestly, like once every 3 weeks in my stories. If you only have 3 or 4 stories up that you're using a day, rarely will I like take that and be like, oh, I'm going to put a quote up, because there's just so much more value I could give people. Yes, quotes can inspire people. Not a bad thing. But they don't necessarily sell, right? No one is going to be like, wow, that quote's so good, let me go buy some makeup from her, right? Like, typically not. Like, they're not going to be like, that's not going to push them over the edge. But if you share how to do a hack so they, like, can get rid of their under eye, like, bags and tiredness, well, that might help them want to buy some makeup from you, right? So, I would limit how many quotes you do. How do I post about my business opportunity? I am looking for business builders. I hear you, right? Like, choose your lane. There's nothing wrong with truly wanting to grow a very successful network marketing business. So I would ask you the question, are you focusing on the benefits of your product or your business? Okay? You want to be talking and branding yourself as the business builder. Not all about your products. Like, your products are great, but you need to spin it from the business side. So what are the benefits of your business? What are the quick wins of your business? What are the long-term wins of your business? What virtual or in-person events do you have going on that are about your business? Going on and showing like the inside glimpse behind the scenes of your business. And I don't mean your office. I mean like, how does it work? Like, when do you work it? How much time does it take? What activities are you doing to actually grow it? Are you answering the objections that you get from people about your business? You can talk about those in your stories, okay? So bonuses, teammate success, the community, and having it be a side hustle in addition to a normal job, answering objections. Like, there's lots of different things that you can do to focus more on the business end than just the product side. Like, what are some of the different perks that you get? I would say one of them, hopefully, is if you're getting a discount on the products. Like, again, I wouldn't necessarily say, ooh, I'm getting a discount on the product, but like, a lot of people are frugal and want to save money. So even if you are talking about some of your products, make sure that when you're having the conversation about how to buy, that you're including, hey, like, did you know that you could get this at X, Y, or Z? Like, I always like would backdoor people, not in a bad spammy way, but just making sure that they knew all of their options and they had the information to make the best decision for them. And I had people join my team because of that. From my stories. Like, people that were like, oh wow, like, I didn't know that I could save that amount of money. And like, you never know what someone's going to then take and do with it. Hint, like, I didn't plan on building a big network marketing coaching business or having this amazing network marketing business myself. I signed up because I thought I could make a couple $100 washing my face every month. That's it. No big scheme, plan, or anything. So you never know who you're interacting with and like the potential or where it could take them. And that is so cool. Like, I absolutely love that. Okay. And on that note, like call to actions, if you're really keen in, the call to action can drive your story conversion higher 89% more if you do it well. And that's another Facebook stat for you. Using them strategically is absolutely essential. The better you get at it, the more conversions to sales you will have and get you in Messenger talking with people, which is what you want. Last but not least, how do you create good technical layout while still making your photo portrait fill the whole screen? I just take the picture further back, okay? So like if this morning I was taking a cute picture of my boys sitting by our berm because our flowers are nice and blooming, and I took some horizontal ones because I'm going to send one to my mom, but then I made sure to quickly flip my phone to vertical. I stepped a few feet back and took a picture, knowing that it didn't matter if there was like dead space below and dead space above because I'm going to add text to the story. So you kind of want to have like some dead space in the picture. And like if you're doing a selfie, you don't want your picture to fill the full space. Like show some of like above your head and below your head, so then you have space to add words and write. That would be my tip, is like you don't need the whole picture to be interesting in vertical. You actually need some of that like dead space. But you definitely want it to be vertical versus horizontal, because vertical outperforms horizontal by 84% more views, okay? So like if you're doing horizontal pictures, like you're doing exactly the opposite of what I would suggest doing in your stories. Like it's going to tank your views, your engagement, and if people aren't seeing your stories, they're not gonna engage or buy. That's my thought on that.
Did these answers help you out? Are you still struggling to create stories that result in sales and new signups? Well, the good news is I have a 5-day stories challenge that's just for you. In this 5-day Create Stories That Sell challenge, you'll learn how to create stories that result in new conversations, customer sales, more laughs, and new team members. You can find the link to join the challenge in the pinned comment of this video, and it's also in the description. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you next week with another new video on my channel. Thanks for watching.